welcome to another day of Consider Your Soul. So we're gonna jump right in today. We have our herbal astrology deck for today. And we just need a quick word. That's the way I felt like putting it. A quick word for the day, to get us through. Because your girl is a little drained by Mother Nature. But we are here today. I think I share too much. What they call it, TMI? I think I'm TMI all the time. But that's a part of my freedom. I took a nice hot bath this morning just to soothe some of the aches and pains. And then I Googled, why does your body ache on your period? And it was something about releasing some chemical, some hormone. Yeah, because my knees was hurting this morning. All kind of stuff. Okay. So, let me focus. I just like to remind us that we are real human beings, all connected together, experiencing common things that everybody is. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we get lost behind the camera. I've been over social media lately just because it's just so much negativity. You're just scrolling and then reading the comment. You know, people will post like playful, innocent videos, and the comments are just so nasty and critical. Everybody's just criticizing each other. Everybody's making duets, saying why the other person is wrong. It's just too much. So I haven't been scrolling as much. I've still been trying to show up. I've been like, it's like habit. It's a habit to scroll. Yeah, every time I do it, I'm just like, no, and I have to put my phone down. But I've been still trying to be here to consider your soul, because this is the type of stuff I'm looking for, and so I'm connecting to it by doing it. A word for the day. What is the word for the day? Okay. What is the word for the day? Y'all gonna make me work for it today. Must have been that. Must have been the social media nonsense. Okay. We got 2, 3. Oh, wow. You got Dragon's Blood, Anima Mundi. I don't know what that means, so we're about to learn. You got Rue, Protection, but you got it upside down. I know this is probably about protecting your energy, protecting your access. It's got a lion in the middle of it, and it's got angels singing trumpets above it. Then you got Horsetail for patience. And so there's also a horse on here, and there's like a lot of air in it. So yeah, I can't even tell you that I know what these are about just by reading the herbs, but by looking at the image, there's a lot of air again, which could mean ideas, which could mean thoughts. And so even the Rue seeing that protection here, there's probably a need to protect your thoughts, protect your exposure just because of what we were talking about, and then have patience for your growth. Like there's something that's probably, I think we're in like a Mercury retrograde right now. And so I've noticed it feels like things have kind of been paused for me. And so this may be asking to lean on patience for this. You know, we were just talking about freedom, and we were talking about all these things and movement and all these things. And remembering in that process, there's still a need to rest. There's still a need to be patient and let things kind of just happen and flow. So there's a lot of symbolism on these cards that I'm not 1,000% familiar with. But like, let's read about them. You know, some days it is better to just lean on the cards. So, my goodness. Ooh. Okay. So, upright, it's oneness, merging with the divine, access to the world soul, occult knowledge, initiation, universal donor, entry into the great void. Okay, so I'm going to skip to the guidance. Dragons are ancient guardians of the earth, symbolizing hidden knowledge and auspicious power of supernatural origin. Dragons are etheric beings that inhabit the deepest pockets of the ethers and have dominion over the four elements. Dragon's blood, core oozes blood. Dragon's blood, core oozes blood, representing the collective blood, the blood of nature, and serving as a gateway to the anima mundi, the world soul. Oh, that's what that means. As you enter the all-seeing portal of the great void, don't shy away from its vastness. Embrace it as you are undergoing this great initiation. Within this awakening, you will discover the unique pattern you contribute to the great tapestry of life. And so it sounds like, you know, what do they say? When you start to open your third eye, when you start to dive into a deeper consciousness, when you become aware of greater things in the universe than you and people, and you know, this sounds kind of, I don't want to use the word scary, but for me, when my eyes started to open a little more, when I started to become a little more aware of so many things I just didn't know, it was scary. There was a lot of fear. But this doesn't feel like fear. It doesn't feel like something you should be afraid of, because you may be coming into awareness about something about yourself. And since we're on this topic of gifts and purpose and moving into your freedom and things like that, when you start to embark on that journey, you will start to see things differently. Things that you've always seen will seem different. Yeah, I just remember when I started learning about readers in general, and how some people have the gift to hear spirit, to, you know, and how, you know, what are the things, clairaudience, clairvoyance, all these different things. Learning about that was like a shock to the system. Even though it's something I probably already knew about, I just didn't understand it. But on the spiritual journey, especially when you're talking about spiritual gifts, those are just gifts that some people have. And you may learn that you have some of these gifts. Maybe there are some things that have been hidden within you that you're going to learn more about. And it doesn't have to be spiritual in this sense. It could just, it could be just like healing work. It could be just you opening up to something that you just were completely unaware of within you. Maybe a certain power within you, a presence when you show up places. And so, yeah, it's just seeing with a different eye is what I'm hearing that is about. I probably should read more about the herb. Let's see. It's often painted on wounds to promote healing and seal them to prevent infection, as well as taken internal to prevent or stop internal bleeding. Indigenous people have used it as a myriad of ways: externally for wounds, fractures, and hemorrhoids, and skin disorders; internally for acid reflux, ulcers, colitis, and as an antiviral. This crucial and life-saving medicine was and still is a staple for thousands of tribal people. So yeah, this sounds very protective. It sounds healing. It sounds like a sealant, and it sounds protective. And so I think for me, what I like to think about when I'm looking at these herbs and their physical and spiritual attributes, what they do physically, they also do spiritually. And so, yeah, this is definitely, oh yeah, because it did say dragons are ancient guardians of the earth, symbolizing hidden knowledge and auspicious powers of supernatural origin. So yeah, this is, this definitely feels like protective energy, like that's how it functions. And, yeah, we're going to keep going because I think these are all connected. So number 4 was Rue. And I don't personally know a lot about Rue. And so upright, it is psychic shield, auric protection, angelic wisdom, banisher of darkness, restoration of vitality. In reverse, it is spirit possession, parasitic energies, anger, self criticism, judgment, and self hatred. Um, oh my goodness, this is literally about what I was just talking about. Because this is talking about protection, and reversed there is it's like that parasitic energy, angry, self-criticism, judgment, self-hatred. And so it's pretty much internalizing the negativity of the world, the negativity of people's viewpoints and their thoughts and their way they see you. And so there is a need to protect yourself from that. And, this first card kind of tells me to know who you are in these spaces where, there are things that are coming to light that you maybe didn't know about yourself, or that you didn't know about the world, or you didn't know about our existence, and that are coming to light for you. And just because it's not happening at the same time for everyone else, there's a need for protecting yourself in that space, um, protecting yourself as you move forward, and not internalizing, honestly, this self-hatred, judgment, self-criticism. That's all I see in the comments. And to me, that is what happens when you are like engulfed in social media so deep. You start to internalize these viewpoints of other people, these viewpoints of their negativity, this negative spirit they carry with them that they're not healing from, that they're not doing their work, and it starts to affect you. And so I've been feeling this big pull to just like stop scrolling. And sometimes, it's not ever in my stuff or about me, but I think sometimes we see things, especially things we can relate to, we project that onto ourselves as like, well, this is what they think about me too. Or just, it's just so heavy watching that. And so sometimes protecting yourself is removing yourself from the space, taking a break, but let's keep reading. Rue is said to be the herb of angels, granting us the ability to channel the angelic realms. It emanates golden energy like a lion, powerfully protecting and pouring in light into any space that it inhabits. Resilient like wide array of solar herbs, it grows generously and abundantly, thriving in all kinds of terrain, demonstrating its strong life force and vitality. Rue has landed in your cards today to remind you to protect your aura from lurking and possessive spirits that might be consuming your energy. Don't allow parasitic negativity to darken your field, which can create perpetual states of self-criticism, self-doubt, or self-hatred. Call upon Ruth's power to shield your body with angelic forces and restore radiance, vitality, and love into your atmosphere. And so again, yeah, this is protecting your energy from these negative influences. And I know a lot of people are not aware of the negative influence, the negative energy that they carry with them and how it affects other people. But you are aware of it. And so, sometimes it's for us to show up differently. This is an herb of grace. It is a blessed herb. In Greek, it is ruo, which means to set free. So it's a very protective plant. It's ceremonial. It's used for ceremonial rituals. Early physicians considered rue a vital remedy against plagues, pestilence, I don't know what that is, and poison. So this herb is pretty intense, pretty powerful. And this is really just warding off this negative energy, not letting it get to you. You may be in a space where you feel it getting to you a little more, but know that you're protected and that you have the power to protect yourself or to remove yourself from spaces that are no longer serving you. And so let's see how this story wraps up, because then we have Horsetail, which is about patience. I was thinking about like patience on finding your place, finding your people. But let's see what it's about. And it's got that horse on there again. So upright, it is endurance, steady focus, Period of gestation, trust the process, heightened sensitivity. But reverse, which is how he got it, it is challenge, stubbornness, hardship, feelings of loss, and patience. Whenever you cross paths with horsetail, you are looking at a member of the sole surviving genus of one great lineage. Prehistoric horsetail is said to have been giant compared to the remaining species that exist today. This primitive plant is a descendant of large trees from Paleozoic era, about 375 to 600 million years ago. These plants emerged from primordial swamps over 100 million years, long before dinosaurs walked the earth. All cultures to which horsetail was native used it as food and medicine, often cooking it like a vegetable or chewing it raw in springtime. Horsetail strengthens connective tissues such as skin, hair, nails, bones, teeth, cartilage, ligaments, and even mucous membranes. In ancient times, it is referred to as a bone mender, as it was used to help heal broken bones, fractures, and osteoporosis. Horsetail is ruled by Saturn as strengthening the skeletal system and connective tissues and promoting wound healing, hair growth, skin protection, and bone strength are all in the ringed planet's domain. Saturn corresponds with the minerals, with the processing of minerals within our body, particularly the kidneys, which horsetail also nourishes. Archetypally, Saturn provides us protection, shielding, courage, endurance, patience, self-control, and the blessing of challenge. Saturn, known as Cronus in Greek, is the lord of time and reviewed as the destructive, all-devouring force. Yet Saturn isn't a malevolent. I need to read more because I don't forgot all of these words. As it is portrayed to be, as its energy teaches us self-mastery, the power we are granted once we overcome the cycles of pain and suffering. This makes me think of Saturn return. Like, I'm in my Saturn return right now. I learned about this year. And it's pretty much this like big upheaval of your life where you're redetermining what your values are, what type of person you want to be, how you want to live your life. And it's like a complete tower moment, restructure, all these things like that. And so I think you get like 2 in your lifetime, maybe more, depending on how long you live. But I think it's like 2. Happens like right before you hit 30 or right around 30. And then I think again, like maybe late 50s or mid 50s. I don't really remember. But yeah. And it's just a lot of change over and over and over again. It's actually just reminded me that I am in that stage. But I'm at the point where I remember my teacher saying like it's gonna start getting better. Like after you hit 30, it starts to kind of like get a little easier, get a little better. And I feel like the last 2 years have been a major upheaval in my life in general. So a lot has been changing. So yeah, let's see how this ties in. Horsetail teaches us of the power that lies within patience, the endurance gained through the hidden blessing of challenges. There's something good in all seeming failures, and although that might not be clear in the moment, time will reveal it. Trust the process. Remember that stubbornness and willfulness are counterproductive to loosening knots. Instead, like the medicine of horse, ground to the earth's energy and adapt to changes and hardships on the journey. Horse medicine provides us heightened sensitivity and the purest of trust, essential tools to have as we navigate life's journey. Invoke the strength of horse as a power animal when you need increased psychic sensitivity and intuition. Yeah, okay. So we're back to the endurance. We're back to the stability and grounding. I think this is the solution. This is seeing with a different eye, seeing with a different perspective, a deeper perspective. Hidden truths, things being revealed, and all of that. And this is protection. Both of these have heavy protection energy, and I think this tells you what you're protecting yourself against, these negative influences. I was talking about social media at the beginning of this, so it may be news, it may be social media, it may be people in your life, but then it's asking for you to endure through it. Like, even though this may feel challenging, it may feel hard, it may feel like a lot, if you keep going and have the stamina, just be patient and allow it to happen, allow it to flow. Because I think of myself and how, like, I'm like, why do I even want to do this social media thing? There's just so much that you're making yourself susceptible to. There's so much negativity surrounding the space, but sometimes it is about you going in and bringing love, like bringing love to the environment, bringing healing to the space. And for me, I like to share the healing. I like to, I'm not one of those people who are like, you need to do this. This is happening because you're not doing this, or you're not. That's just not who I am. So yeah, I like to reflect back the hope and the joy and the process and the journey. And so I don't know if this is a message for y'all or me, because this was on my mind last night too. And just, like being patient with the process. So if you are like me and you are experiencing, these negative, what do they call them? Invasive thoughts, invasive energies, invasive people, and it's making you like hesitate or accept stagnancy or something like that. Remember that there's an endurance that is being asked of you, and being patient, because there's a lot on the other side of challenge or struggle or pain even. And so just to endure through that, because you're protected, one. It may not feel like it, but you are protected, and you'll be okay. Thinking about like angelic realms, and I'm not sure what you believe, but I believe there are spirits always surrounding us, protecting us. I believe our ancestors are protecting us. I believe we are being guided and loved on, and that's why I love synchronicities, because they're like little nudges saying like, hey, I see you, I hear you, and it's all going to work out. So I don't know why I feel overwhelmed today, but this feels kind of overwhelming. I wasn't feeling overwhelmed before this, but this feels overwhelming. So maybe if you are feeling overwhelmed, you can know that it is only temporary. I started back listening to Indiari, and one of her songs she was singing is This Too Shall Pass. So from the scripture, of course. And she said in one part, I hear my angels whisper, this too shall pass. What else? I hear the angels whisper that this day will one day be the past. So I walk by faith that this too shall pass. Okay, I'm not a singer, but I'm just telling y'all what it said. So yeah, whatever this heaviness is that is you're feeling, or this doubt, just be patient with it. Have grace for it. And yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. Ow. Ow. Eggy's feet. That was... What happened? Did we not record it? Oh.